You are being cordially invited. I'm feeling very greatly underdressed for this, the level of magnanimous, magnitude, majestic, miraculous that this is all going to turn out to be. So don't judge my outfit for the level of luxury, of greatness, of authority, of relief that this is bringing, okay? What's good? This is Brittany Sunshine. This is Seed Soil Water, where we align with divine revelation for deeper roots and brighter blooms. And I have a message for you, and I have notes. I was like trying to download the message, and it was flowing in like speed faster than I could write. So I was like, I'm just gonna come on here and flow it. Okay, so here it comes. So you're being invited to, and then look at how I ended up writing it. Let me just show you real quick. You're being invited to, and then I did this weird little like loop-de-loop, like you got to go all the way over here and step into, okay? You're being invited to zoom, step into the activation, which is like a portal of the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times. Okay, so we're going quantum with it, and then we're going to weave into it the word, and then we're going to package it all together about what this means for you and why this is life-changing. And yet also, it is also like you're being invited. You have to choose to attend. So RSVP below. Everybody check RSVP below. Yes, I will be attending. Yes, I will be attending. And then add your number of the people that are coming with you. Okay? So, times whatever. You're being invited to step into the activation, which is like a portal. The activation is a portal. And the portal is quantum awareness. You got to choose to align with the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential. Things are not fixed. Things are not fixed that seem really fixed, okay? Things that seem fixed are not fixed. And it's such a revelation to freaking get into alignment with this revelation because it is different than this 3D realm would suggest. And the processing time that this 3D realm requires is a little bit longer than we'd like in relation to the microwave culture that we're used to, but it's also not as long as you think it is. Like, you could be living an entirely different existence within a year from now. You could be living an entirely different existence 1 year from now. Think about how fast a year goes, especially now because time is speeding up. Science actually is showing that like time is speeding up. It's not just all in our head. Somehow time is speeding up. Which on the one hand is like you could get on the boat of like that's discouraging because you're like, I need that time, but like, no, you don't have to worry. You don't have to align in that realm because time is an illusion anyway, and everything is working out. And we can align with this quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times, which means all things are possible, okay? So this is, I full circled to like when, okay, oh man, the quantum physics for me is super helpful in actually laying foundational groundwork with roots and like understanding to these like cliche phrases that we have been saying and believing and understanding and living in certain little blips through like religion and through whatever faith practices. It's like, no, I've seen that and I believe it and I've been saying it and I declare it and I feel the chills when I declare it, but I don't quite understand it. And for me, when I understand the science of it all, I'm like, I can get on board with that. Okay? So when we're like, all things are possible, it really means all things are possible because the way that the creator created this joint is that everything is existing as a particle and a wave, and it can also be a wave. And when observed, that particle, all of those particles line up like bippity boppity boop style. Shout out to Brittany, the cosmic wifey. Hey girl, I love your name. And also she's just so first of all, she's divine. Let's talk about that. And second of all, she's so entertaining to watch her flow and channel. So yes. And then shout out, I don't know if you've noticed, but we got merch in the merch store. There's more things coming. Right now I have a lot of Queen of the Bounce Back, but I'm also going to have the She Shall Rise. I made this mug years ago, okay? And segue, so, I shared some really, like, vulnerable things, like Godspeed message, and I'm realizing there's some more vulnerable things I want to share, but I'm like, I don't really want to just put that on blast, like on the internet world. So also shout out to, we have new membership levels here in the channel. It's seedling, rooted, and blooming. Those are seedling, rooted, and blooming. It's $2, $4, $8. So whatever you want to participate in. I think what I'm going to start doing over there, not only are you going to get like specific readings like this, but I think I'm also going to share more stuff like from my life. So like if you're interested in hearing more like personal things, I'm thinking like that don't necessarily go with like the channel. Like the channel here, I'm here to serve you. I'm here to deliver messages to you from the divine. I'm here to share like quantum goodness. I almost said, but like it's quantum brilliance, quantum gold. I don't necessarily want to always get into like my story and talking about myself, So I think I'm going to put that in memberships. Let me know what you think below. Please comment and like be like, yeah, we want to hear more about you. And I'm also thinking like, if you're willing to invest in my life, maybe you care about my life. I don't know. Also, shout out to all the new members in Alchemyze, which is our monthly program. What do you call it? Monthly membership, but it's like outside of YouTube. It's called Alchemyze. It's $11.11 a month. And we do monthly workshops, monthly challenges. Right now we're doing Speak What You Seek, and so I've made some videos on that, and there's also like teachings in there, more quantum-y teachings. Like right now we're talking about the RAS, the RAS, the reticular activating system, which is where your brain looks for proof of things. Full circle into this stepping into the activation portal of the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times and all things are possible. So it really is that. It really is that. She shall rise. She really did rise, yo. Okay? Get this mug or get your Queen of the Bounce Back mug. And sorry, they won't all be sexist. It just is what it is, okay? But anyway, all things are possible. And then another scripture that I was thinking about is everything works together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And I was thinking about that, and I'm like, it's one of those like scriptures where if you've been damaged by religion, it's like, it's so hard to like use those specific words because they can be so wrapped up in trauma and harm. But what I want to talk about here is really what the root system is of that scripture and why it matters and why it is the thing. So what it is when you step into this portal, this activation portal of the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times. And why is it that everything works together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose? Let me tell you why. Because as all of the quantum-y, physics-y people who understand manifestation and universal laws, like some of the foundational pieces that are required to get into that alignment in where you can actually surrender to receive. It requires forgiveness and it requires faith. And think about it. For those who genuinely, let's say, love God, they've chosen to have a heart posture where they are forgiving others, like and by the way, you can, manifestation works for everybody. And it may appear as though like negative people are winning. Okay, let's talk about what's going on in court right now. I'm a true crime lover, by the way. So let's talk about the one and only disgraceful POS, Mr. Combs, okay? He's in court. It would have appeared for like a very long time that he was winning, that he was living a luxurious, like great life. People thought he was like, he had it all. But now look at like, he's fully reaping what he has sown. Okay. So like there is like, it's not, we can't just look at little bits and pieces of the story. We got to look at the whole thing. Okay. And then also you could say that on the flip side, there are like good people, quote unquote, which by the way, I don't like saying good people because I feel like we're all just we're all souls here on a journey some of us have chosen to pursue righteousness, and some people have chosen to pursue their own selfish greed, power, selfish. So anyway, there is no, in my opinion, like, there's just souls here, and what they align with is either good or bad. But I hope that makes sense. But everything works together for good to those who love God and are called according to his purpose. And why? Because forgiveness is a key ingredient in order to actually receive the good, like the forgiveness sets us right, sets us up right in our neutrality. Why? Because if we're not residing in forgiveness, that usually means that there's still anger, contempt, like pride, some lower frequency, like thing, like some lower frequency, lower octave, low frequency. What's another word? Lower frequency pollution is residing in our being. And so it's like, it's not about God being choosy. It's just like, no, that shit is in there. Okay? So then when we work to purge, it's not just forgiving from our head. It's like literally pulling that ish up and out, so that it's not in there. And like that, and that's where like we want to be high vibrational, which means that we've actually laid hold of the ability to forgive via Christ consciousness and through the grace that comes in the spirit, like to be able to actually neutralize all that garbage. And only those who have a revelation of love, which means therefore you've actually met the spirit, in order that you cannot access love if you don't know love, if you don't know the spirit of love, and if you have not pursued internally the spirit of love. And that's why it says that the Creator knows your heart. He's like, there's a lot of jokers out here saying one thing and doing another, but like, I know your heart. Because like, and like the heart, let's just talk about it on a quantum level. I know what's actually residing in the frequency of your being. I know what's actually in the soil of your atmosphere. And there's a lot of, and then, remember in like Paul, he was like, I do what I don't want to do. I don't do what I do want to do. Like that's a magnetization thing, whereas like, purging and processing is possible, and it has to happen in order to actually be able to reside in that new thing. So you're being invited to step into the activation, into the portal of the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times. And so when you can capture that, when you can wrap your mind around it, and you don't even have to understand it in the totality of the physics sense of it, you could just believe it. And you could just believe it as a child. That's why Yeshua said, you gotta be like a kid to enter the kingdom. Like, ooh! Are you hearing this? It's because he's like, you can't try and fully use your human brain to really fully get this. You just gotta get the essence of it and align with it. Just align with it enough to allow yourself to reside there, to step into it. And so for whatever reason, I keep hearing, when I was meditating on this and I was writing this down, like 7 days was the thing. Oh yeah, and this is what was coming. This is part of what I couldn't write fast enough. So 7 days. Yes. Okay, here it is. So within 7 days, let me take a drink. Shout out to everybody that's given to my buy me a coffee thing, and also just the donations. Links are below. Thank you so much. I genuinely value you, and I don't know if I want to say that. No, I don't want to say that. I was just gonna say, and now I feel like I can't do that. It's not fair, but I also don't want to share this. But anyway, I just I value being a generous giver, And so when it comes full circle, it's very like, oh, you know, like, oh, that reap what you sow thing really is true. So thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Let me get back to this. There's a huge part coming. Stay here. Pay attention. Within 7 days, what I was hearing, sorry. It's such a, I'm seeing the yin yang symbol, okay? Because this is what this is, and I hope everybody buckle up. This is not, you might not be thrilled about this part, but the spirit has such joy in it. Okay, here it is. So I was like, what is this step into, and the whole like RSVP, like you're being invited into this thing and it's going to be within 7 days. And I was like, okay, well, what is it going to look like? Like, what am I supposed to say? And the spirit was like, it's not gonna, sorry. Don't panic, okay? Don't panic. Have you guys seen my remix of that? Okay, don't panic. It's not gonna be what, so the thing is, in the 7 days, Spirit was like, there's gonna be something, but it's gonna not look like great. It's not gonna look like what you want it to look like. It's not gonna look like the party invitation that it actually is. It's gonna present itself as like a problem. But the whole thing is that the spirit is like, but if you can step into this portal of the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times, and that all things are possible, when the problem arises, if you go and handle it in the spirit realm first, which the spirit realm means in yourself, you deal with it in yourself. Like, you don't, like, let's say it's a problem that comes up between people, or it's a problem that comes up in business, or it's a problem like relationally or business wise or like financially. The spirit is like, you got to get it, you got to handle it, alignment in yourself. Like, what do those problems always do? They want to pull us into fear. They want to pull us into poverty mindset. They want to pull us into scarcity mode. They want to pull us into things are never going to change. It's not right. You know, it's never going to get right. And the spirit was like, this opportunity is this thing that presents itself is the opportunity to step into the portal. Like, the problem is the portal. I'm trying to hold it together. This word is so fire. The problem is the portal. Drop it in the thing below. The problem is the portal. Step into the activation. Step through the portal with the quantum awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times, and our response to the problem directs them on how to get right. It's like, oh, I see this thing popped up. How silly. Look at the 3D popping off like it freaking owns the place. But actually, I run this space. I have dominion here. And instead of this problem taking me for a ride, I'm about to get into my authority, direct all of these little quantum, what are those little guys? They remind me of minions, all the quantum little minions. And I'm going to go, act right. Act right. Get your act right on, as Kathy would say. Shout out to true crime people who know Kathy. I don't know if that's my audience at all, but I love her. Okay. So we're going to instead be like, oh, look at that funny problem that just came up. Instead of running, like, let's say it's an argument in people. Instead of running to the people and trying to, like, control and manipulate and convince and, like, negotiate to get the thing you want or that's needed. Let's say it's beyond just what you want, because that feels very selfish. Let's say, no, like, this is the thing. And let's say you don't even know what the thing is. Then you can just be like, so you go and you pull yourself into your quiet space and you're like, thank you so much, infinite intelligence, that you always guide me in the most profitable next step that is going to work out for the highest good in accordance with the highest, most purest outcome for all, period. And then you let life handle it. And then, and let's say that let's say you have a specific goal. I like to be a little bit specific whenever possible, but it's also good to, like, lean on your divine team to not do. By the way, I'm a big proponent for free will of everybody, so I don't think you should be. I personally, by the way, I'm open to learning things, but for right now, for where I'm at in my revelation, I do not think it's right to utilize like the power of intention and manifestation and the universal laws to try and control what another person does. I don't think that's right. I think that if God gives us all free will choice, then who are we to like send thought forms to control the life of another person? And wouldn't you much rather attract to you somebody who values you inherently without you having to constantly do witchcraft toward them? That's what I want. I don't want to have to like constantly be like telling you what you think about me. Like, I don't do that at all. So it's like you think whatever the spirit informs you. And if you don't, and if you hear the spirit, then you're going to be drawn here. And if you don't hear the spirit, then bye-bye, like carry on. Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you have gone. Your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no. Okay. So within 7 days of this message, there's going to be a problem that arises, but the problem is the portal. And instead of riding the emotional spin out roller coaster of thinking something's wrong and going into hopeless, going into poverty, going into the low vibrational anger, fear, tension, instead be like, oh, I knew you were coming. Awesome. You are my portal into me proving to the universe, proving to the atmosphere, showing all of these quantum little angels, the quantum electrons, that I'm the boss. I have revelation that I'm the boss. And instead of freaking out, man, I am going to instead get into my authority and be like, okay, let me just go and handle this quietly in the spirit by myself instead of like popping off on these freaking people. Been there, done that. Okay, it's not as effective as going and handling things from the internal realm. So then you go to the internal realm and you're like, okay, divine team, huddle up, yo. I want to pop off. I want to like scream. But instead, I am going to thank you that you are all here. Thank you for gathering around and for deciding that you're going to help me through this thing. And I'm deciding that I actually want this to turn out not like how it looks, but in awareness that all particles are existing as pure potential at all times and all things are possible. I'm going to choose to give forgiveness. I forgive them. That must have been, they must have been not knowing what they were doing. Like good old Yeshua said, forgive them for they know not what they do. Okay, so forgive them. I forgive them. Even if I don't want to, I just do because I want to get right. I want to be in right, I want to be in right standing so that I can actually be free of this BS. And also because I believe that no matter what's going on, everything can work out for my good. Because that's what it says, and that's what's written, and I choose to believe that. So I have initiated my forgiveness and my faith, and I say, let it be so right now. And then I'm going to sit back, and the surrender part is really important. And every time you find yourself picking up the problem, you put it back, give it back to the divine team, because only one can be working on the thing at a time. So if you are marinating on it, if you're what's that word? Ruminating on it, then you are not letting the divine team work on it. So it's like, oh, no, sorry, I picked it up. I'm a control freak. It's a trauma response. My bad. Here you go. Not my problem anymore. What do I want to create? Because creativity is the passageway. Okay. Oh my gosh, this word is fire. Have you subscribed? Because if I were you, I would want more words like this, so don't miss even one. Subscribe, hit the bell, add yourself to my email list. The link should be there. Your wisdom levels up your life. Your wisdom levels up your life, which is why we are in full pursuit of divine revelation, because it will give us deeper roots and brighter blooms. Okay? Your wisdom levels up your life. For you will appear among them as shining lights, offering them the words of light and life. This is why we do the purging work. I got a download the other day. I was at the gym. I literally had to stop what I was doing in the middle of my workout. My workout buddy was like, go ahead and keep going. I'm going to download this thing right now real quick. And it was talking all about how your genius is hidden. Your genius is buried. Your genius is hidden and it's buried. And I relate to this. It totally made sense when I was downloading it. It was talking about how, like, when you're traumatized or when you have generational garbage that you've inherited, or when just straight up learned behavior from culture, and also because there's really important things that are not being taught, like these universal laws and principles, they're being kept by these laws and principles are being kept like secret by people who want to control everybody, and they don't want you to know how to control yourself. But self-control is a fruit of the Spirit. Therefore, we all should have access to it. And the way to initiate it in our lives should be common knowledge. And everybody should be pursuing this with everything in their life. Like, the next time that you purchase 2 coffees, but without going through the Alchemyze workshop, I want you to have a serious question moment with yourself. How am I valuing these 2 coffees that cost me $12, but I'm not paying the $11.11 for Alchemyze, and I'm not pursuing this quantum shifting, life changing, very affordable, like, gold? How am I still living a life where I value this over this? Okay? So, because you have land to occupy, shout out to that other message. I don't remember what it's called, but the 3, wait, what was it? 2 hours. This one was something about in 2 hours. If you haven't seen it, go find it. It's in the sound, yo. It's in the sound. Okay, let's talk about this. This is a quantum revelation. Spirit was saying this to me for years. It's in the sound. And I'm like, what's in the sound? And what sound am I supposed to sing? Am I supposed to talk? Like, in the sound where? What does that mean? This was one of those little, like, golden nuggets that, like, has led me to where I am here now, like understanding quantum physics, understanding that light waves, sound waves create that like, and then not only that, but like thought forms create, and that when you script a letter and you read it and read it and read it, the sound is literally programming the atmosphere. If we learn in Genesis 1 that the creator spoke, some translations say sang, he sounded the creation into being, into existence, and therefore, just like us, if we're made in the image of the creator, we then model after him. So we got to learn that the power is in the sound, and this power is also in the sound, because it says salvation comes through hearing, and hearing of the word. So what are you listening to? I literally, like, work on what I listen to all the time. Not only subliminals, not only frequency, but also just straight up, what's the messaging? I'm listening to, like, messaging that's programming. We're like AI robots version 1, okay? And everybody, whether you can understand that or not, it's okay. Your vibration is blessed. This is, okay, so first of all, I'm declaring over you, your vibration is blessed, okay? Get into alignment with it. Get out of alignment with this idea that, like, oh, it just can't happen for me. Oh, I come from this type of people, or I look like this, or like I'm not educated, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, you can just start declaring, my vibration is blessed. Thank you, divine. And it's not from a place of pride. It's from a place of prophecy. Put it in the chat. It's not from a place of pride. It's from a place of prophecy. It's saying, thank you, infinite intelligence, that you cause my vibration to be blessed. So it is. Cause me to make every decision and to align with people who will protect my vibrationally blessed atmosphere, protect my vibration instead of pulling it down. Show me who's who. That's a thing I pray all the time. Every new person that comes into my life, show me who that is. Show me who that is. Show me for real. I need to know who that is. Because it's bigger than you know. I'm having a whole moment, in case you can't tell. I gotta share a little bit of story. No, I'm gonna share this in the members only. Okay, I'm writing myself a note right now. The it's bigger than you know thing. If you care to hear this story, it's bigger than you know. Then the members only I'm talking about, actually I'll put it in both of them, okay? I'll put it in both. So like whether you're in Alchemyze, you can see it there, or whether you're in the seedling, blooming, rooted, whatever level you can afford, it'll be there. So I'm going to record a story about that whole it's bigger than you know thing. And I'm not going to spend this time doing it because I know not everybody cares to hear about my personal stories. memberships. Okay, I got that. That'll be up within the next like week. Okay. What's next? Seek first the divine kingdom. That's why we're here. That's why, like, when we're in alignment with that, so anything is possible. You like the other way, through like greed, taking, unforgiveness, control, and power, you like, it appears that might work for a minute, but all things in darkness come to light. So it's not sustainable, and it won't stay, and it will also eat people alive. Like, you don't want to go that way, okay? Full restoration is possible for you, no matter where you're at. No matter where you're at, okay? And that's why this story about bigger than you know, if you want to hear it, yo, my life is crazy. It's like, it's crazier than any movie I've seen so far, and I'm not even done yet, and I know that there's more coming from the visions that I've had, and the whole it's bigger than you know thing. I'm gonna share a story on that, okay? So the most important thing right now, let's all take a moment and say, I forgive everybody who has ever done anything against me. I choose to forgive them as I am forgiven. Wipe this, let's set it clean. Also, really important, I cancel every word curse that I've ever spoken, knowingly or unknowingly. Say that if you want. Your free will, by the way. But if you want to clear the slate right now, these are some things that are coming to mind. 1, I choose to forgive every single person, every single thing, as I am forgiven. 2, I cancel any word curse I've ever spoken, knowingly or unknowingly, and I send a blessing in its place. Okay. 3, what's the third one? I choose to align with the revelation of exceedingly, abundantly, far above anything you could ask, think, dream, or imagine. Okay, last thing we're doing right now is this is a message for our collective member named Yasmin, or Yasmin, however you pronounce it. Hi, here's your message. I'm feeling drawn to this one for you. Let's see what it is. What is the message for our collective member, Yasmin? By the way, I've kind of been forgetting to say it, but if you're interested in being entered into a drawing to receive one of these free messages at the end of a video, drop your name in the chat below. And that's how I'm drawing names for our collective members. Yasmin. This is so beautiful. Oh my gosh, this card is beautiful. I've never seen this card before, so I can't help but just take a moment and wow. Okay, I really hope you can see this. Look at this card. It's saying, fall into my arms. The divine is inviting you to fall into their arms. And look at, so do you see in the top corners, there's angels on either side of that light portal. This is so in alignment with the message about you're being invited to step into the revelation, into the activation, into the portal of quantum awareness, okay? Fall into the arms of the divine, knowing that they're going to come for you. Okay, so look at, not only are there these angels up here, but then look at, these are all like angels, like this is your divine team. And look at, they're coming, and then see this person is actually holding another person. So like the angels are coming to your rescue. Fall into my arms. See that beautiful? Okay, it says surrender. Holding the opposites. Are you kidding me? The problem is the portal. Extremes of life. Are you kidding me? I've never even seen this card before right now. My mind just is blown every time we come here and do this. I freaking love it. So, okay. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. Glorious! So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You're being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts. Lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I've truly lived. Wow. Oh my gosh. That couldn't be a better, like, full circle message in summary of everything we just talked about. Okay, so congratulations. The problem is the portal. Invest in these concepts, because when we can go through what appears to be, it's like the stock market. Like, you know, really good people, by the way, I don't recommend the stock market because I think it's rigged, but the people who really know the stock market, and especially if they have the insider trading information, they know to they sell when it's up and everybody's buying, and then they buy when it's low and everybody's selling, or however that works. Yeah. And they win on both ends. You can win on both ends. You can win through every opportunity, through every situation. You can win through every situation. All things are working together for your good. Everything is working or is happening for you, not to you. And it's just such a better experience when you can ride that. And it's very challenging because this 3D world feels really real. The 3D world that we're in, having this human experience feels really real. When you're like, well, I really just don't have the money to pay for that thing. Like, that feels really real right now. And guess what? It's very real for the people that want the money too. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that. But if we can handle it in our mind first, and if we can get our mind to surrender and to submit to these universal principles that are not just religion, and they're not just based on faith, they're really universal things that shows how the program is created. We're in a program, we're in a computer program. If you put it like a video game, it's these are just the rules of the video game. And if you learn how to just get in alignment with the rules of the video game, your experience gets to be more enjoyable. And also you expand. And you find all those little secret passageway where the coins are. And you find the shortcuts like in Mario Kart. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to leave this here. Be blessed, be well, be free, and I will catch you on the next one. Hit the bell. See you soon. Thanks for being here. Just a reminder to subscribe to Seed, Soil, Water, Spa, the co-channel. And if you liked this video, then here is another video you might like.